Right, here we are after the game. It was a 4-2 win against Tunbridge Wells, but I'm not sure we were at our best. What were your thoughts on the game, Jamie?
I think we're just discussing it off camera there. I think that's probably our worst performance of the season. We were really lethargic in certain areas of the pitch tonight. But then saying that, flipping that, in the first 5-10 minutes, we've got in some great places and opportunities in terms of capitalising in the final third, and our quality again in terms of the final ball was nowhere near good enough. And ultimately, you've got to give praise to the players because we were nowhere near it tonight, and I thought they deserved to be 2-0 up. We scored at a great time just before half time, and then there's some home truths at half time, to be honest with you, and the players have delivered a much better second half performance, but it was a tired, lacklustre display tonight. But again, to come away winning 4-2 just shows the quality that we've got. But we can't have the same mentality or the same level of performance moving forward between now and the end of the season.
Yeah, and we had to make a change at half time. I don't know whether you also changed anything tactically, but maybe Matt, just have a word about what happened at half time and for the second half planning.
Yeah, well, I think firstly, like Jamie said, I think it's the first time for as long as I can remember the players have having to take a little bit of a hairdryer. I can't remember us having to do that a little bit at half time, maybe Saturday, but in a different scenario because we were 3-0 up. But again, our finishing, we could have finished the game off before half time Saturday, but we were far better Saturday than we were today. But we changed the shape of the team in the second half because we just felt that we weren't quite at the races and wanted something to try and change something tactically. Obviously made the substitution with Jake coming off, and like I say, that obviously enabled us to change the shape. Were we better in the second half? Yes, we were. I thought there was one or two individuals that turned up at half time, and that I thought Splatty's second half was good. I thought Ronald's second half was good after being poor in the first half. And I think we just said it to the players, our quality that we've got in the squad has carried us through tonight. And we scored another 4 goals. The 2 goals that we give away are disastrous, which we haven't looked like doing for a long, long time. We've looked really solid as a team, but we were far too open tonight. And I think, without being disrespectful to Tunbridge Wells, I think if we're playing somebody that's in and around us in the division, we could have been on the end of a wrong result tonight. So we were a little bit fortunate in that sense. But again, like Jamie said, give great credit to the players because they've pulled out a result. We've won the game 4-2. We're 17 points clear, and it's not easy. You keep churning out result and performance after performance after performance. Perhaps tonight was coming. Do we look at ourselves? Could we have maybe freshened the team up after Saturday and the amount of running the players done? At the same time, you've got a team that's performing, so minimal changes. And like I said to the boys in there, I think that 1 or 2 of them have let some of the boys down today that weren't in the team, and it obviously gives us food for thought. But overall, over the 90 minutes, our goalkeeper's not had a great deal to do other than pick the ball out of his goal twice. And we're in the final third a number of times. Like Jamie said, first half we could have had a lot more clear-cut chances with our end products. But second half, we've scored 4 goals, and ultimately it's another 3 points and puts us in a good place.
And just a couple of words about different players for the benefit of the supporters. Obviously, Will Thomas was missing tonight, I understand, an injury, and then it was good to see Jack Nelson bury the last goal at the end of the game, and maybe just a few words about those coming back.
Yeah, I thought we missed Will tonight. I think he's been one of the standout players for us all season this year, and we looked a little bit sloppy and our positioning weren't quite right, especially in the first half. And then Jack's been away to VCD and has been getting rave reviews, which is really good for us. It's worked for all parties, really, getting him out for that month because he was cup tied for a couple of games, and as I say, he's come back with his confidence and he scored 3 goals in the last couple of games on his loan period. So I thought he took his goal brilliantly today as well. It was a really great finish, and yeah, it's good to have him back in the fold. But yeah, we're going to have to look at, obviously Macca's had a little bit of a knock and come off at half time as well today, so we're going to have to assess that. And yeah, it was I think it's the first game that you could really see that we miss Will in the middle of the pitch, just with his quality and his organisation. As I say, he's had a phenomenal season so far, but it was an opportunity for other players to step up, and like I say, they've got to take praise. The whole squad today has got to take praise. And when I've gone through the team and asked them individually at the end of the game today, what did they score themselves out of 10, and the majority of them were 4 and 5s. And for you to win a game at any level, carrying 6 or 7 players that have scored themselves that number, just shows you how far so superior that some of these players are to the level. But it's not a mentality thing. I just think, as I say, there was some tired legs out there today. I think we've got to look at ourselves as a management team in terms of, should we have changed things around and freshened things up potentially, because we've done it at the back end of last year and it worked for us, losing 1 in 28. So I think we're going to have to get together and look at what we're going to do on Saturday for sure.
Yeah, and finally, looking forward to Saturday. It's obviously back in the Kent Senior Trophy semi-final when we play Rustall again. Anything planned differently for the cup games, or is it just reassessing the squad, like you say, and seeing who's fit and whether you need to make any changes?
I think we look like it's the priority now. We don't have a midweek game next week, so it's a great opportunity. I think the boys need a rest in terms of training. We've worked really hard, and the players work extremely hard right the way through, and we can't knock that at all. But they did look a little bit jaded, so probably rest on Thursday and then come in a little bit earlier Saturday and do some work on what we're going to do on Saturday's game. But I think we'll have some long conversations over the next 2 or 3 days between us all and decide what we think is going to be the best team to go out and win the game on Saturday. It's a tough game. Like I say, Rustall are a good side. We were very good on Saturday, very, very good against a decent team, and we'll need to be at it again on Saturday. So I think there's some stuff that we need to speak about. We need to obviously assess 1 or 2 people. We need to see how Will is. We need to see how Macca is. And obviously just make sure that everybody else has played tonight is okay. Grant, he should be hopefully back available now, because obviously he's been missing as well. So he should be back available in the squad because Jack Nelson's cup tied. Mal is away on international duty now for 2 weeks, so obviously he's not available after injury. So I just think it's a case of just having a little reset, looking at what we did well tonight, looking at what we didn't do well, and move on to Saturday.
Thank you very much. We look forward to Saturday.
Thanks. Cheers.